we didn't have the things that they have now. But me and my brother, my folks, my dad did a lot of bargaining with cattle. And my dad and mother would go away to look at some cows or something that he might buy. And me and Michael, he was next to me, would be doing the dishes and that, and we had some terrific fights. Funny we didn't kill each other. Because he thought he was too much of a man to be doing dishes.
Oh.
And I didn't agree with him. So, but we got along. You know, we made it through anyway. But now we're best of friends. Oh, me and my cousin, Marcella, we had like such good times. Her dad was my dad's brother, and I got my hanger slapped a couple of times from school. I'd go home with her, and I'd get a good ass slap on her. I'd get home. But her dad would take her to the moon. So, he'd always tell her, well, we'll pick up Elizabeth and she'd like to go. And sure, I'd like to go. But I got quite a few spankings for that. But it was worth it.
What all did you guys do?
Oh, we went up sleigh riding up north on the other side of Tomahawk. And we had snowball fights with other kids. We always found something fun to do. Yeah, and I just forget all we did, but we had a good time.
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what was school like?
School?
Mm-hmm.
It was, well, you could get away with more than you can now. Yeah, I went where the Stark School is. I went there all my life.
Oh.
Yeah. And Lester Nichols sat behind me, and all he did is scrape his feet on the varnish floor. I had felt like kicking his hanger. He was always scraping his feet. You know, that just annoyed you. You know, that he'd do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a lot of cans went there.
Yep.
Because one of my cousins was listening on the phone. There was applying for a school, and she was going to apply at the Stark School. And whoever she was talking said, would you want to go teach at that school? That's where all the cans are.
What subjects did you learn?
We had, well, pretty much like now, we had civics and language class and arithmetic. Did you ever have any class with arithmetic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta use it all the time. So.
That's a pretty important.
Yep.
Yeah, and spelling. Some were terrible spellers. Yeah, I always liked spelling. And then you had to write compositions about different things, you know, that it would vary. And you'd have to write a competition and then know where to put the commas and all that stuff. So it was good.
Good.
And we walked to school through the it was good. We had a lot of different teachers, but I liked it.
Good.
Hmm. Yeah.
And winters, did you guys have the wood stove? So you'd have to bring in wood, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We had a wood stove at the school. Uh, so when the boys would get there, they'd start the fire.
Hmm.
Funny we didn't burn the school down. Yeah.
With all those canes building fires? Oh, man.
Well, and they always had the water pail would be froze solid, and you'd have to take a hammer and pound the soup out of it to get it good. And then after you got it pretty good, you'd put it on top of the heat roller, and then we'd have boiled. You know, we always had to have a pail of water on the heat roller. So it's a lot different than now. Yeah, yeah. But, and we always walked to school with our cousins. It was my dad's brother's family that we walked to school. And we had a good time. Sometimes we had some snowball fights. Yeah, so we had a nice time.
Good. Did you have any pets? Like any dogs or anything growing up?
Oh, we always had a farm dog.
Did you have a favorite?
Oh, yeah, he was a pet. Because we just had the one dog.
Oh, what was his name?
Shep.
Shep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And then we always had some cats that they'd come, if I was milking a cow, they'd come, you know, at out in the sidewalk, and then I'd try and squirt the milk from the cow into their mouth.
Did you ever make it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you were a pretty good aim, huh?
They liked that fresh milk.
Yeah.
Squirted right into their mouth. Yeah, yeah.
So what was like a Sunday like? Did you got up and you went to church, right?
Oh, definitely the church. We never missed church. And us kin cousins would go sleigh riding some place, or we'd go to visit Uncle Billy's kids a mile down the road. And we had a good time.
Did you have to get dressed up in your Sunday best to go to church?
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, it wasn't as good as it is now, but it was good then, you know, for that time. Yeah, you wore a lot of hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause you know Jimmy's Downer, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
His mother was, she was a lovely lady. She died when Jimmy was born. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday when they called my dad and said if he wanted to see Meg to get in there, that Meg wasn't going to live, and she hemorrhaged to death.
Mm.
And she was making me a dress at the time.
Oh, man.
And she was a good cook and a good baker. And they always had a meal, you know, after the funeral. And she knew she was going to the hospital to have Jimmy. And she had all that good stuff made. It was hard for me to eat it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, knowing that she had made it. But that's how it was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so I can always remember how long Meg, we called his mother, how long, what age Meg was, because she died having Jimmy,
Mm.
which was sad as heck. And then at the funeral, then when you were eating all that stuff that she had made, I loved her.
Mm.
So that was hard.
Yeah.
So that's how the way it was.
Who was your best friend growing up?
Marcella Kane.
Your cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, her dad would take her to the moon.
Hmm.
And then he'd always say, call her to the van, see if she can go along. Well, there was no such thing as me not being able to go along.